Hey everybody, Comic Book Steve here again with another haul for you. Got some new releases. Actually, it's only really one new release. This week was pretty light for me, which was good because I've been spending way too much on new release books. But fear not, I filled in that gap with a bunch of older books, Bronze Age, some recent books, maybe like 3 weeks ago. But anyway, let's get started. So first up, what we got here is Guardians of Nowhere #1, and you probably knew that was already going to be in my haul. I picked up 2 copies of that just because I love Venom and I love Gwen so much. So it was a no-brainer for me. And I know how much that Mary Jane Venom variant goes for. What was it? Amazing 600 something. Of course, I doubt this will ever get up to the heights that goes to. This probably has a much higher print run, and the variant ratio is definitely a lot smaller or larger for this one. So I don't expect it to go quite that high, but I think it's a good one to hold on to. Certainly a fun one for me to have. Yeah, but I got 2 just in case it goes up, so I could potentially get rid of one and still have the other in my collection. What usually happens with me is if a book goes up, I don't want to get rid of it, even though it's tempting to collect the money that they're going for at the time. Some of them I really like to have in my collection. So yeah, don't do that too often where I get multiple copies, but I made an exception in that case. These ones are some newer release ones. Armor Wars #1, the Gwen variant. Now I know I said I was never gonna get a few of these Gwen variants because I didn't like them, and I still don't really like this one and the other 2 I'm gonna show. But I only needed 3 more. Actually, no, I'm sorry, I needed 4 more to cap off the whole Gwen variant thing. So I figured, why not? Might as well get them. If I can find them for cover price, I'll get them. And I went to one store and they had them all for cover price, so picked them all up. So that was Armor Wars #1, Squadron Sinister #1, Deadpool Secret Wars #1, or #2 actually, and Groot #1. These were the 4 that I was originally not going to pick up, but like I said, I already had the rest of them. I only need these 4 to complete the set. Figured, why not? If I ever want to sell off my collection, I think it'd be easier to sell those as the entire Gwen variant set. So anyway, that is that. Then I went to another store in Boston. Got some back issues for decent prices. We got here Daredevil 111, the variant edition. Not sure what the ratio on this one was, but this cost me $3.50, I think, which I thought was a pretty good price for the first appearance of Lady Bullseye, as far as I'm aware. Correct me if I'm wrong. Every time I go to a comic book shop, I check the back issue bins, and this is one of the ones I look for. They usually don't have it, so I was really happy to see this one there. I was actually surprised I hadn't checked for this one before at this shop, but maybe they got new books in there. This one usually doesn't get too many new back issues, but maybe they did. Who knows? Anyway, cool to have. Really nice copy. Nothing wrong with it, so really happy with that. Glad to have that in the collection. Another one from the same store. This was about $12. Eternals #1, first appearance of the Eternals. Not an Eternals fan. I like Jack Kirby. I like that this is their first appearance. The only reason I really went for this one, because I had seen it a few times at this shop, but I kept avoiding it. But during San Diego Comic-Con, I think it was the Marvel Cup of Joe panel, Jonathan Hickman, the writer of Secret Wars, said that he's taking a break from Marvel, but he was hinting at that what could bring him back, or what he's possibly thinking about, is doing an Eternals run. So that would be cool. I like his work, so I thought I'd pick this up in preparation for that Of course, he might not do anything. Just because he said he's thinking about it doesn't mean that it'll ever come to fruition. But thought I'd get this one. I like Kirby, so I'm happy with it. This one's a lot of fun. This is number 82 of Tales to Astonish. Love that cover. Submariner vs. Iron Man. And if you know anything about Tales to Astonish, and you can see from the cover, it contains two separate stories. One's Submariners, one's the Hulk. So the Submariner story is all Submariner vs. Iron Man. I mean, like, 95% of it is just panel after panel of Submariner vs. Iron Man, and it is freaking fantastic. So I'm really glad to have this. The copy is pretty decent. It's got some spine ticks hanging out on the left side, and it's got some bends up on the corner over here. But overall, it's pretty solid. Colors are nice. Pages are off-white, but not terrible. I paid $12 for this one, so I was pretty happy about that. Always good to have another Silver Age book in my collection, and since I wasn't picking up too many new releases this week, I figured I'll fill in the gap with a Silver Age book. Okay, the next batch I got from a shop in Monroe, New York. I was out there visiting a friend. Took a trip to the shop. Wasn't blown away by their inventory, but picked up a few books. Miss Marvel number 7, $3. Pretty nice looking copy. Nothing major wrong with it. Just like that this is Miss Marvel vs. MODOK, so I thought that was cool. It's got a weird purple get-up over there. I also got Amazing Spider-Man 526 variant. This was $3.50, I think, or $3. And then I got Amazing Spider-Man 527 variant. This was also $3. So really glad to have some more of these in my collection. I'm missing the Black Spider-Man one, which bums me out. I think the Black Spider-Man one and the Spider-Ham one are the two that I'm missing. I have to check again. I'm pretty sure I'm missing the Peter Parker one. But getting closer. Getting closer. And what else we got here? The next batch is from a flea market that was also in Monroe, New York. It was actually not Monroe, but it was pretty close to Monroe, maybe like 10 minutes away. And these were all 75 cents. Secret Wars number 6, love that cover. I've seen a few shops trying to sell that for like $4 or $5 in my area in Boston, so didn't want to pay that much for it. Don't need it that bad. But I was certainly happy with 75 cents. Also got Contest of Champions number 1 for 75 cents. I've been looking for that one for a while. Not a super major book. I think it is. I think it's the first. A lot of people give credit to Secret Wars being the first super crossover book from Marvel or DC. But this one, in my book, is the first one. I mean, it's got all the characters you can want in the 70s, all in one book. So, yeah. Underrated book, in my opinion. Wildly underrated. It's a very historical significance, since they do a lot of crossovers like that nowadays. This one was also 75 cents. The Incredible Hulk 365. Just like that cover. And this was a book I had long time ago. And I remember thinking it was weird that the Hulk kept calling Thing a broad or a woman. I had no idea that this was Miss Marvel, or the then current incarnation of Miss Marvel, different character from Carol Danvers, who then got turned into a Thing. Yeah, it's kind of weird. And then I got Daredevil 170. I believe this is the first Kingpin in Daredevil. Really underrated book, but very cool to have. Frank Miller book. Doesn't go for a lot on eBay. Really nice copy. Beautiful looking copy. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, just glad to have it. Really like the Daredevil show. And this one was Captain America 266. I just got this because it has Spider-Man on it. It was another one of the 75-cent books, so why the hell not? You know, what was one thing I wanted to mention? What was funny about this flea market place? Let me put this guy back up just so I can have something to show while I'm talking. This place was a little weird. As most flea market places are, you'll get people that have like really good prices, or people that are just like charging like astronomical prices for things that shouldn't be quite as much. But anyway, this guy had two books that caught my eye as being outrageously priced. He had Edge of the Spider-Verse #2, the fourth print, for $40, and he was touting it like he was touting it as the first print. I was like, no, that's not the first print. He's like, yeah, no, it is. Like, all right, dude, you know, whatever. I'm not gonna. Doesn't really winning the argument doesn't do anything for me. So you can keep trying to sell it for $40. And then the other one he had was it looked like a nice copy. It was Miss Marvel #1. He wanted $75 for it, and I was like, wow, that's a little too hot for me. It was a beautiful looking copy in the plastic. I didn't take it out to examine it, but 75 was a little bit outrageous. I can get it for 40, 50 on eBay. Anyway, I thought that was funny. Flea markets, take them or leave them. But like I said, he had some good 75-cent books, so I was happy. This next batch is from my comic shop. Filling out my Death's Head collection. Also during San Diego Comic-Con, they showed a slide of a bunch of characters that haven't been announced as having like anything in the new Marvel universe, but that were going to have announcements later down the line, and one of them was Death's Head. So I wanted to pick these up. I mean, I don't know if the character's going to take off or be popular or anything. They might like do a few new books with him that don't go anywhere. They tried it in early 2013-14 in some Iron Man books. They tried to bring him back a little bit, and it went nowhere. So could be the same case with this next revival. But on the off chance that something does happen, I wanted to complete my Death's Head set before that happens. And it's easy to do because the first series was only 10 issues, so not very hard at all, and they're very cheap. So this was maybe $1.50. Death's Head 2, Death's Head 3, Death's Head 4, and Death's Head 5. All very nice copies, very fine, to near mint. All were no more than $1.50. And then I also grabbed Hit Monkey #1, the second print. Really nice looking cover. Beautiful white, clean, very clean. Didn't know they had a second print of this. Glad to have found it. It was maybe $3. I had the first print somewhere in one of my boxes. My first print's probably maybe a fine copy. This one's definitely in better condition. It's probably rare too. I think he's a cool character. They should do something with him eventually. I think I heard rumblings that they might do something with him, but who knows. Next one was Dark Avengers #8, the Marvel 70 Years variant. I only got this because it was cheap and because it has this guy right here, the Black Spider-Man, hanging out at the bottom. Most of these 70 Years variants have like the regular Peter Parker Spider-Man, the red and blue. So I thought it was cool to see that. And then I also grabbed Thunderbolts #135, which also has the Black Spider-Man. I think out of all the ones that I saw, only 4 of them, out of all the 70 Years variants that I was looking at online, only 4 of them had this, 3 or 4 had this Black Spider-Man at the bottom. I'm not sure if there were other differences along the edges. I didn't examine it that closely, but I thought it was cool that Black Spider-Man was there, so I picked those up, add to my Black Spider-Man collection, and then I also got a eBay haul of Transformers UK books. It was about 35 books for, I think it was $50. Kind of steep. I was hoping that they had more Death's Head appearances than they actually did have, but I ended up keeping 5 of them. The rest of them, the other 30, I'm putting up on eBay. If you're interested in Marvel UK Transformers books, just send me a message and I can point you to the auction if you care at all. But you know, So this is Transformers number 116. Transformers number 112. The first appearance of Death's Head is in 113. I only saved this one because it has a little blurb about what's coming up in the next issue, and it mentions Death's Head. I need to get bags and boards for these guys. I have like a bag that I put them all in, but I have to invest in some magazine bags and boards. Number 114. All these are in pretty fine copy for how flimsy they are. Number 118 we got there, Galvatron. Then we got 146, this one actually has Death's Head on the cover, hanging out right there. Very cool. And 147, another Death's Head cover. Very cool. Also got another auction coming, which I'm getting another copy of the first appearance of Death's Head in 113. I have 2 copies already. This is 148, but I figured might as well get another one if I can. They come up so rarely on eBay because they're from the UK, and I never see these in US stores, so I figured I might as well pick up another one. 149. So the reason I picked these up again was because of Death's Head. I wanted to get all his appearances in the Marvel UK books while I could, and the auction that I purchased, he had in the picture, he had the first appearance in the picture of the lot. He ended up not including that one. He says that it was. He said in the description that it wasn't in there, but he kept it in the picture for some reason, which is kind of aggravating. And I've got these guys to stand up here. Come on, Mary Jane, help them stand up. Anyway, yeah. So he had it in the picture. He took it out of the description. He said it was water damaged, but maybe he wanted to keep it for posterity. I don't know. But anyway. I'm gonna get another copy from another eBay auction, and the first cover appearance of Death's Head in that auction as well. So that'll be fun. Anyway, that is it for my haul. Hope you guys enjoyed. I might now have a haul next week. Need to save a little bit for Comic-Con, which is the week after. And I have some big goals for Comic-Con. God willing, Stanley does not cancel. So I have the Stanley VIP ticket. I'm going the Friday night to the Q&A, the photo op, the signing. Still have to decide what I need to get signed. I might do the Chromium edition of Spider-Man 300, or I might just do Amazing 252. We'll see. I'm looking for a lot of key books. I'm looking for first Carol Danvers. I want that. First Kamala Khan, the second print of Captain Marvel 17. I'm gonna be raiding those dollar bins, trying to fill in that Amazing Spider-Man collection. So we'll see how I do. But yeah, next week probably won't have anything. Just in preparation. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you all later.